Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In my previous video we have discussed about the installations of Python and we have wrote our first program. In this video let's talk about data types, string, list and a number of things. So let's open the particular notes. I'll just open the notes. So you can see we have been saw like in the previous video we have seen like how to run the program, the Python program. So in this video let's talk about data types, integer, floating, all these things. So you can access my playlist with this particular link I have added in the description below, and you can access the free notes with the description. I have mentioned the link over there. So here we have a boolean over, right? So data types, boolean is nothing but like zeros or one or a true or false conditions. Integer, as you know, the numberings, and the floating is something which we have a decimal points. So strings is something which is encoded into a single or a double or a triple quotes. So then we have a list, objects and none. We'll see all these things. So let's come back to the code editor over here. So in my code editor, so here I'll just start with the second program here. Okay, so just I have mentioned as a first.py. So I'll just delete this particular program. Okay, so I'll just delete it now. So now I'll write my first program. So I'll just open you the notes. So we'll see what is the notes has been written here. So there are something variables. So variables are something like container, like you are storing the particular value inside it. Suppose if I just create one particular state, I'll just tell python, or I'll just tell py variable dot py. So I'm just giving this py variable dot py as my file name. That is the extension is should be close with the dot py. Okay, so here I'll just zoom a little bit. So suppose if I'm just giving my variable name, I'll just tell variable name, or else I'll just give the variable name as first name. So I'll just give my particular variable name as a first name. So if I mention something, I'll just give the particular name over here. So I'll just mention the particular first name as a name. So if I just enter it, sorry, there is no semicolon inside the Python. So I have been working with the Java, so I am getting the semicolon in my mind. So see here, Anis is something, a value which I am storing into a variable that is nothing but a first name. So I'm just storing the particular value inside the variable. The variable is nothing but a first name. If I try to print the particular name, if I just tell print the particular first name, so if I just print the first name, I'll just save this file. Now if I try to run the program, so you can see the value, obviously the whatever the things it has been written inside the first name, that will be printing in my terminal over here. So now what is the rules of defining a variable? So first we need to have some rules and ethics we have, right? We need to follow that. We cannot start my variable with the special characters and all those things. So now you can see the program is been running. So if I just try to run once again, so you can see I'm getting Anis as an output over here inside my terminal. If I come back to the notes, here you see. So here we have it. I have written some of things like some few points, rules to define a variables. A variables can contain an alpha number and digits. It can be a alpha number. We call it as a camel case. Okay. So camel case is a first letter is a small, and the second of the new word is starts with a capital letter. That is the first name. So it is a good practice to give always the variable which has some meaning. You should not give simply like a is equal to something, b is equal to something. That is not a good way to define a variable's name. So we need to have something. Suppose I am writing a program to just take the input. So I can just tell get input. So I can just use the variable name as a get input over here. So it is also a valid variable name, right? So you can use a underscore. We cannot use a dollar. We cannot use like this. So it is a wrong method, and I cannot start the variable name with 1 2 with the particular name like this. Okay, even this is also a wrong method. So it is not a valid variable name. We should always give the variable name which will be having little bit meaning. If someone third person is seeing our code, he should easily understand what you have written, right? So then we should not use the keywords. Suppose I should not give python is equal to something. So I cannot give like this. So python is equal to 12 like this. I cannot give like python is equal to 12. So python is why something, it is like it is a programming name. We should not use such kind of thing. So we cannot use pass keyword over here. So pass is a keyword in the Python. Even I cannot use a def is equal to 12. Def is a keyword inside my Python. So def is used to define a function, declare a functions, all those things we'll see in the coming videos. So always make sure that your variable name should be starts with a small or a capital letter, or it can So I have written inside the notes over here. A variable can start with alpha underscore but not with the numbers. No white spaces should be included. That means I cannot use like this. I cannot tell first space name is equal to name. It is a wrong syntax. So this is all about variables. So now let's talk a little bit further about it. So let's talk about the strings now. So what is the strings? Strings is what? Strings is a sequence of characters in a double quote or a single or a triple quotes. We call that as a strings. That means whatever we are enclosing into a double quotes or a single quote, that we can call it as a strings over here. So I'll just make new file. I'll just make it as a strings p python dot py. So I'm just making string python dot py. So here I'll write some code. So I'll just say something like, so I'll just tell first name. So something I'll just tell f name is equal to, I'll just give my name over here. So it is also a valid string. Then if I want to give L name, I'll just give it as a L name. So L name is equal to I'll just give Rahman over here. So it is also a valid string. Even I can enclosed inside my single quote. Even this is a valid thing. And I'll just tell greetings. So I'll just tell greetings over here, the variable name. So here I'll use a triple quotes. Okay. So I'm using a triple quotes. You can see here I can just tell hello, welcome to my channel. Okay, even I can just tell have a nice day, regards ERK Pro Coder. So even you can say I can give like this. That means I'm using something like this: hello, welcome to my channel, have a nice day, regards ERK Pro Coder. You can see I'm using a spaces, all those things. Now if I try to print, if I want to print the particular statements here, I will just tell print the particular f name. Then I am just try to print the particular L name. Then I'll try to print the greetings over here. So if I just choose this one, if I just choose like this, so I am using like this, so I am just printing the f name, L name and greetings. So obviously there is no doubt you will be getting whatever you have written. You can say I'm getting Anis Rahman, hello, hello, welcome to my channel, and I'm getting a one line space. You can see have a nice day, regards ERK Pro Coder. That means using a triple quote, using these kinds of syntax, that is a triple quotes, easily I can print all those. I can, if I want to give the spaces, all those things I can give with this help of the triple quotes. Same thing I cannot do it like this. So if I cannot give like this. So if I just tell on over here, you can see I cannot give like this. It is a wrong syntax. When you are using a single or a double quote, that should be fill along with the particular syntax within a line like that. So when you are using a triple quotes, you can give a new line, spaces, everything. So whatever, wherever you would like to print, you can easily write like that. I hope you understand this one. So this is all about the particular strings. So let's have this one. So I'll just comment out this particular code. Okay. So then next what I'll tell you about is, next we'll see the inbuilt functions of it. So you can see the inbuilt function here. So I have written a number of inbuilt ends with, starts with alphanumeric, capitalize, lowercase, uppercase, all those things. So we'll see one by one whatever the inbuilt functions are written inside the Python. I'll tell you the most used particular inbuilt functions here. So the first here is I'll just write one particular string. I'll just tell my str. I'll give the variable name as my str. So I'll just give one thing. So I'll just tell Python is the programming language. So I'm just giving the Python is a programming language. So this is my string. Okay. So this will be the string of mine where I am going to deal right now. So I'll just say print statement here. So first, suppose I want to just check whether it is alphanumeric or not, whether it is alphanumeric or not. I'll just tell my str dot. So you can see all these inbuilt functions are I am getting it. So these are all the inbuilt functions with the string. You can see capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, ends with, end stuff, finds, format, a number of things we have. Suppose I'll just use the capitalize function. So once I use capitalize function, I'll run the program. So you'll be able to see here something. So here you can see the built-in method capitalize for the string object. So I need to run like this. Okay. So when I'm running the function, you will be seeing the output here. You can see Python is a programming language. If suppose there is a small p here. Okay. If there is a small p written inside the mystr, if I try to run again, you can see the starting letter of the sentence is getting capitalized. That means the first letter is getting capitalized over here. So that is the use of capitalize method. So we have mystr dot lowercase. So if I just use the lower over here, So I want to use a lowercase. That means everything will convert into the small letters. So you can see Python is a programming language. That means the particular stuff is getting the whatever the programming P was a capital, it is giving me the small letter. That means entire string is been converted into the small letter. It is very simple, right? So like this. So same thing, there is one more thing, mystr dot uppercase. If I just save like this, so if I see each and every letter will get capitalized. You can see Python is a programming language. That means all the letters from the programming is getting capital over here. You can able to see inside the terminal the output. So then coming back to the next stuffs. So suppose I'll just use one more thing. So I'll just tell mystr dot. So let me see ends with. I'll just tell starts with. There is a one keyword that is starts with. So I'll just tell it whether it is starting with the Python. Yeah, it is starting with the Python over here. So if I run this program, it will be giving like true. You can see the value is getting true. So I'll just comment about thing. If I just press control and slash, that is a comment. That means the particular piece of code will get commented. Okay, so that is not going to execute when you are running the program, when you are commenting the line. Let me call it as this is all the single line comments. So when I run the program, you can see I am getting a true over here. That means I am getting the particular true. If I just tell clear, so you can see the particular terminal will get clear over here. So now if I try to print mystr dot starts with Python, if I try to run over here, you can see I'm getting as a true over here. That means yeah, my string is starting with the Python, so it is giving me the true value. If suppose if I just tell san something, so if it is not starting with this particular letter, if I try to execute, you can see I'm getting a false. That means this is not the particular string is not starting with this particular san. Okay, same we have a ends with. We have a ends with. So ends with, if I just tell san, whether my string is ends with san, no, it is ends with language, right? If I just copy this one, if I try to duplicate this line, if I paste the language over here, whether my string is ending with the language, yeah, it is ending with the language. If I try to run the program, you can see I'm getting a true inside my condition. So if I want to select as a command prompt here, I'll just select the terminal as a command prompt. If I try to run now, so I'll just cancel this particular terminal. So I'll use this terminal now, command shell. If I run this one, so it is taking my default things over here. So if I try to run again, let me see. Okay, so if I just select here, so Python file in the term, debug the file in terminal. So I'm not getting this command. Okay, fine. So I will be seeing in the PowerShell itself, no problem. So I am getting like this. Okay, so this is one thing in inbuilt method. So now I want to check how many years are there inside my string. So it is my string. I want to check how many particular a is there, a letter is there. I'll just tell print the particular, I'll just comment this above line. I'll just tell mystr dot count method. There is a count method. I need to pass the particular argument. You can see it is telling me the particular start index should be a like value I need to give it, like how many particular numbers, like a particular value I need to give. It will return me the count of the value. So I want to check how many a is there inside my Python, this particular sentence, how many a letter is there. If I just save this much and if I run the program, you can see I'm getting value as a 3 over here. You can see the output I'm getting as a 3. That means 3a is there. So if I just check with the, so here is 1a and language, here is 1a and here is 1a. Total 3a is there. So easily I can get the count of the letters. So now I want to check particular letter, the particular word in this whole sentence. I'll check with the th with the. I'll just use the statement. I'll just tell print mystr dot find method. I will use a find method. I want to see whether there is a the in the particular sentence or not. So I'll just paste. If I run the program, so you'll be seeing okay, it is not, yeah, it is giving me the starting index of the letter. So you can see 0, it starts from the indexing starts from the 0 always. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see at the 10th position, the th is getting, right? So it is giving me the indexing value of the first letter of the particular word which we are searching it. Okay, so this is one inbuilt method. So next coming back to the another method. So if I just we have seen with the start ups with all those things. So even we can use a replace method. So I want to replace. I'll just tell replace string. So I'll just use a replace string is equal to, what I'll do here is I'll just tell whatever the from the mystr is there, I'll just use a dot I'll use the replace function. I'll just use a replace function. So I'll just replace. So here, if I just show you with the notes, so here I have written. So when I'm using a replace function, old word will convert it with the new word. Okay. So I want to give Python. I'll just copy Python. So I want to replace with the Java. I'll just put a comma. So whatever the new value you are replacing it, that you need to put it over here. So I'll just tell Java over here. So once I save, now if I try to print the particular replace string, if I try to print the replace string, if I save, and if I try to run the program, now you can see Java is a programming language. You can see in my terminal. You can see the terminal, Java is a programming language. So the string is been replaced. Okay. So now I can, you can see, so but the original string will be same. If I try to print the original string, my str. So if I try to run this one, you can see Python is a programming language. So we want, if you want, when you are changing the existing string, you need to store it in one more variable, then you can print it. You cannot change the original string, right? When you are changing, you need to replace with that. Okay. So now let's suppose I'll tell you one thing. So next I'll just tell a is equal to 12. Then again I'll just tell b is equal to 32. Then I'll tell a is equal to b. Then if I try to print the particular value of a, so what will be the value? So a is 12, right? B is 32. Fine. We are storing an integer value. I'm saying now again a is equal to b. So what it does means whatever the previous value is been stored, it will delete, and whatever the new value I am updating it, that will get stored into the new variable. Then the particular value will be taken inside the statement. You can see I am getting a 32 over here. Okay. So this is how we can start with. We can just write like this. So I'll just comment out. So this is all about the strings. So now let's you can see this is all about the string. So we have some escape sequence characters over here. So what is the escape sequence character? That is nothing but a backslash, and here we have some of the what is for the new line, tab, and for single quotes and backslash like this. So now if I just tell you about the escape sequence character, so we'll just tell Python print. I'll just tell hello. Then I'll just give the slash n over here. Okay, hello slash n. Then I'll just give the other hello slash n world. So if I just, what is this slash n? Slash n is nothing but a new line character. If I try to run this program, you can see hello is getting in one line, and whatever the next word is coming inside my new line. That is, it is a new line character. Okay, same thing if I just give it as a slash t. If I am just give it as a slash t, if I try to run the program now, you can see one tab space is been getting generated. So one particular tab space is generated between these two words. Okay, that is used for the slash t. So one more, I have written something, one more stuff. So what is that? Single quotes. Suppose I want to write some quotes. If I just like this, if I just use like this, something, if I want to use like this, okay, or something like this. So what it does? Let's see. If I try to run this program, so you can see one particular whatever the thing is there, it has been written over here. Okay, the code is been coming over like this. So it has been used. So one more thing I have written. What is that? So the backslash. So if I am just giving a backslash over here, 2 backslash. What is the use of that? If I run the program, so you can see I am getting one particular backslash, backslash has been getting printed. If I try to print directly like this, so you can see even it is been working. Okay, when you are using a 2 backslash, one backslash will be generated over here. So this is all about the escape sequence character. So it is not much needed, but slash n and slash t is more oftenly used. So next, coming back to the next, we'll talk about the list. Okay, so coming back to the list concept now, I hope you have understand the concepts of strings. So I'll just save everything with the folder. I'll just close each and every file. Now I'll just create a new Python file. I'll click onto the new file over here. I'll just mention as a list python.py. So don't give only just list, okay, because the list is complex. It is like we cannot give the same name. You need to add you need to make little spelling mistakes when creating a file names. Okay, it should not be a keyword, and it should not mismatch with the other files, existing files. So now I'm just using a list python.py file over here. So now if I just open you the notes, if I show you here what is the list and tuples. So first we will talk about the list. So Python list are containers to store a set of the values of any data types. So that means we can store the any values with the data types, or like a different data types. We have integer, we have a floating point, and we have a strings. So all the three we can just store it into one list. you can store a list inside the list also. Okay, you can see if I give the variable name as a my list, so the list will be open with the square brackets. So it starts with a 0 indexing position and 1 2, it goes on like that, and we can store any data types over here. You can see all those things. So now let's deal with the coding part over here. So now I want to I want to just tell you first one thing. So I'll just tell a is equal to, abc. Then if I just tell b is equal to number I am giving it here, and I'll just give c is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, it is nothing but a list. Okay, then what else? I'll just tell abc d is equal to 1.234. Fine, I'm giving like this. Suppose you want to find what is the type of a particular variable. To find the particular type of a variable, I'll need to just tell typ type of the particular. You need to pass which is the variable you are checking, which variable type you are checking it. So I'm just passing a type variable name as a. Same thing I'll do it for all the three letter a, b, and here I'll just give it for the c. Here I'll give it for the value d. I'll just save it. Now if I try to run the program, you can see I'm getting what is the value I'm getting here. You can see the first is a class str, class integer, and the class list, and the class float. Same, there is a dictionary, sets, all those things. Okay, so you can just check what is the type of a variable by writing this particular piece of code, that is the type keyword. So then coming back to the list over now. So as we said, so suppose I want to store the groceries here. So I'll just tell groceries. So groceries, I'm bad with the spelling, so don't mind. So here I'll just store what is the grocery. So I'll just store the rice over here. I want to store the rice. Then I want to store wheat wheat. Then I'll be storing a ragi over here. Okay, this will be the rice, wheat, ragi. Then what else I can add? I'll just tell something like dal over here, something. Okay, so these are all the values I'm getting: rice, wheat, ragi, and dal. Now I'll just tell print statement. I want to print the groceries. So if I try to print the groceries, you will be able to see the value output inside the terminal. That is what you can see: rice I am getting it, I am getting a wheat, I am getting a ragi, and I am getting the dal. So it is nothing much more, like nothing is there here. Normally I'm printing it. Suppose if I want to start with the wheat here, so I want to get the particular value of the wheat, I want to get only the wheat. So my indexing starts with the position 0. So if I want to get only wheat from here, so it is a 0 position, first, second, and third. So as I have mentioned in the notes, you can see apple is at the 0 position, banana is at 1, 2 is at 7, and 3 is at the false condition. So like this I can just say print the groceries if I want to access the particular second position. So 0 1 2, the ragi will get printed. If I just save it, run the program, you can see I'm getting ragi has been getting printed. Same way if I want to access the sixth position, which is not there, the sixth position is not there. If I want to save like this, I'll just run the program. You can see index list index out of range. I'm getting one error here. The error has been what? It is telling list out of range because there is no sixth position in your list, so it is giving me the error. So if I want to access the first position, the wheat will get printed. If I run here, you can see wheat is getting printed over here. Okay, so like this, so we can deal with the particular list. It is a normal list. Now I want to store along with the groceries. I'll be shopping what? I'll be shopping the particular what I can say. I can just tell I need to add some of the numbers over here. I'm just telling. I will just mention what is the amount of rice I have taken. So I'll just tell total altogether I have taken 45 kg of things. So 45 kilograms I have took. Then I'll say I'll add true condition here. I'll just tell true. So I'm adding one boolean value also. So there is a list of only a string, but I'm adding an integer, I'm adding a particular string, I'm adding a boolean value. Then what else we can add? So I'll add one more I'll add list inside the list I will add. So I'll add one more thing. So I'll just tell 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. That means inside a list I'm adding one more list. Okay, so if I just save now, if I try to run, there is no mismatch. It is a valid list. You can see everything I'm getting it. So there can be a list inside the list, anything you can add with the list. Like it can be a number, it can be an integer, or it can be a floating point value, either it can be a dictionary or a list, anything, okay, or a boolean values. So now if I try to print the particular list of it, I just tell print. So where is my list is there? So it is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the sixth position, the particular list has been there. I want to print only the list over here from the groceries. So I'll just tell at the sixth position, I want to print the value. If I run the program, you can say I'm getting an output here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can say I'm getting the output here. So this is all about the list. Now let's talk about the inbuilt functions of the list over here. So let's talk about the inbuilt function. So let's deal with the numbers now. So I'll say my list is equal to, I'll be adding some number 2 comma 3 2 comma 4 sorry 2 comma 3 comma 1 comma 5 comma 4 comma 8 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, so I'm having these numbers. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That it is not inside the ascending or a descending order. It is a normally I have added here. So now I'll just tell print I want to sort the particular list. I'll just tell what my list dot sort. Done. Once I tell my list dot sort, if I run the program, whatever the values is there, I'm getting as in none here. So why I'm getting as in none? So when I'm trying to print the list, first I need to do like this. How? First I need to run the sort function, then I need to print the particular my list function. Okay, run the program. So you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So first I need to run the function, then I need to use to print function when you are sorting the particular number. Okay, so this is one thing. So you can see very easily I can sort the particular number over here. So without any writing in a big program, just in the 3 lines of code. Okay, so now I'll comment this one. So now suppose I want to find any other things. So now I want to reverse the particular list. I want to reverse the particular string. So I'll just tell print the particular my list dot reverse. So if I'm just use a reverse function, what happens? If I run the program, so I'm getting the none. So what I need to do again? I need to first reverse the particular program, then I need to run the particular code over here. Sorry. So here also I'll just paste. So I'll just uncomment control slash. If I save, see I'm getting the particular list is getting inside a reverse manner 7 6 8 for all those things. Okay, so this is all about the coming back to this is all about the list over here. Okay, so I can reverse, I can just tell. So let me see whether any other program. So reverse two things I have, the reverse and sort functions with the list now. So now suppose I want to get only now I'll tell you the concepts of slicing. Okay, what is the slicing here is, now I here see there was a string, there was a Python is a program. I want to just get only the. How you will print? I want to get only programming. I don't from the string I want to access only programming from here. And in the list I want to access only like a few, like I want to start with here and I want to go till 45. I want to print from here to here. Okay, from 3 to 4 I need to print it. So how I can do it? So how I can do that? I can achieve by using a concept of slicing, that we call it as a slicing. Okay, so as in a normal word, slicing is what we are dividing, like we are slicing the particular pieces, like how much ever we want we'll access it like that. So now I'll just create one new file. I'll just make the file name as slicing.py. Okay, so I'll just give the particular name slicing. So slicing.py file. So first we'll talk about the list over here. So there is a multi-line comments over. So if I just give the what I'll just give star, there is a multi-line comments. So that we call it a star like this, and it should close with like this. Okay, so if I just say something, so not like this, sorry. So how it is there? So what is that? So when I can just use a triple quotes to do the commenting like over here. So here you can just use the particular double line comment. If I just use the 3 quotes, so even I can just write like this. I'll just tell slicing in the particular list. Okay, I'll just tell slicing in the particular list. So first I'll talk with the string. Okay, slicing with the concept of string over here. So if I just talk about the string, the slicing concept. So here I want to just write first string. I'll just tell my str is equal to, I'll just tell hello. What I won't be taking the much bigger string. I'll just take normal string. Here I'll just tell print. Okay, so there is something, two things will come. Okay, so it's something first I'll tell you about this colon. Okay, this colon is something like, so here the colon is, it is a starting index and it is a last index. So that will be what? That will be the starting index, and that will be what? The second position will be the last index over here. So I'll say something like this. I'll just tell my str. So I want to start with the particular my str. So here I'll just tell with like this. I'll just tell like this. So from the my str, I want to start with the starting letter itself. That is, if you are giving a empty, if I am giving an empty thing over here, so I'm using an empty thing over here. So if I run the program, so what I'm getting, hello world. That means complete string is getting printed when I'm using a slicing over here. So without giving any arguments. So now I want to grab particular letter or a particular sentence. So I'll say hello world. I want to get only world from here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth letter is what? The space. So I want to start with the sixth letter, the sixth indexing position, and I want to print everything. I'll just save it. If I try to run, you can see only the world is getting printed. It means starting from the sixth and it is ending there. So it is starting from the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Suppose if I am giving it 10 here. So what will be the output? Just check with your laptop and just comment it below. So if I run this program, you can say I'm getting only WORL. That means when I'm giving a 10th position, it will be returning the 10 minus 1. That is 9th. Till 9th it will return. So 6 means starting from the 6 it will start. When I'm giving the second argument, it will do 1 minus with the particular number. Until that, whatever the things are there, it will get printed. Okay. Suppose I want to get full complete later the word, I need to give it as 11 over here. Okay. So if I just save like this, you can see complete word is been getting printed. Okay, I hope you have understood. Start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that it goes on. And one more thing, I'll tell I want to start with the first letter, sorry, from the 0th index, then HELLO, hello. That is total 5 words, 5 things. Now I want to give 6 here. So as I said, it does 6 minus 1 to 5. So if I just save like this, if I run the program, you can see I'm getting only hello. So now I want to use one more concept. So I'll just comment this much. So here I'll just tell I want to skip one letters between each. So if I want to skip one letter between each, I need to give 2 number over here. That means if I give the 2, that means it will skip one letter between the particular word. So HELLO is there, right? So E will get skipped and one L will get skipped. So you can see if I run the program, see HLO, hello I'm getting. That means E is getting skipped, L is getting printed, L is getting skipped, again O is getting printed. That is nothing but it's giving, whenever I'm using a 2, it will skip one letter from the middle of the particular strings. If I am giving the 3 letters, it will skip 2 letters from the particular string. If I run this program, you can see HL only getting printed. Okay, so that is some conditions with the thing. So it will start like that. Okay, so if I just show you with the note, somewhere I would have written here. So where is it? So here it is there, right? So I think I would have written in future, so in some page, like the particular condition, like whatever the slicings will be there. Okay, so I think I have written or not, I don't know. So I remember like I have written. So let's see when the topic comes. So now coming back to here, so as you have understood, start from the 0 and it goes to n minus 1. That means 2 means 2 minus 1, 1. 6 later means n minus 1, that is 5, like that. So now same things, there is a reverse indexing also there. So reverse indexing position. Suppose if I just write this program, so suppose I'll tell I want to say I want to start with starting to ending, then I want to give one more colon 3. I want to reverse the particular string, so I can just give it as a minus 1. So when I'm giving the 2 colon with the minus 1 will does what the particular complete string, it will get reversed. So if I run the program, you can see hello world, the complete string is getting reversed over here. Okay, when I'm getting a minus 1. So when I can start, I want to start with dot 0 and I want to go with the 6th and I want to minus with the, I want to reverse a particular string. If I run the program, you can see like I am getting only HL is been getting printed. Okay, so I agree, it is just skipping the particular values like that. So this is how we can start with the negative indexing and all those things. Suppose I'll just give one more thing. I'll just tell print. So I'll just comment everything from here. So I'll just give the negative indexing, negative slicing. So I'll just tell my str. I'll say I want to start with the minus 1 and I want to go till minus 5. What is the output? Let's see the flow. If I run the program, I'm not getting anything. So if I want to start with I'll just give empty. If I run the program, so you can see I'm getting only D. So why I'm getting only D? That means the last letter of the first letter I am getting printed over here. Okay, so that means only one thing I am getting printed. So only if I want to get the last letter, I can just use like this minus 1. Suppose if I give empty like this, I want to start with the what I can just tell minus. So I'll just tell minus 5, or I'll just start with minus 5. That's the thing. So you can see I'm getting WO or LD word. That means when I'm giving a negative index and if I'm giving a second argument empty, you can see it is taking from the starting. It takes from the last. Whenever I'm giving a positive, it's count from the starting. When I'm giving a negative indexing, it starts from the last. And if it's starting from the last till 5 it is going. 5 means it starts from the -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, you can see it's printing till -5. If I am giving a -4 here, you'll see only I'll be getting O or LD. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. That is only I'm getting printed with the 4 things. Okay, so like this I'm getting here. So the same thing like this. So now I'll just give it as a I want to print the letter minus. Suppose I want to print 8 and I want to start with the third letter of the first. If I run like this, you can see if I run this program, I'm getting nothing. That means that it is not finding, that is, it is not getting fine. So if I want to start from the last, so I can just what I can do, I can just start with the letter, like I can just give the second argument empty. Okay, so from the last, if I want to print few characters like that, so like this things will work. So I have not gone much to the deep of this slicing, but I have explained you which is the most important. Positive indexing slicing is little bit confusing. You need to write one example. You need to check with the in a different numbers, like how the flow has been going it over here. Okay, so this is all about the negative indexing. So now coming back to the next is what I want to tell you the slicing, SLICing, slicing with list. So it is a list similar to the strings itself. Okay, completely similar to the strings. So here I'll just tell my list is equal to what? I'll just give numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll give the 0 value also, so that you should not be confused. Okay, because 0 is a 0th indexing. It starts from the 0th indexing position. So now I'll just tell print whatever the my list is. Sorry, my list. So I want to start with the 0, then I want to go till the 5 letters. If I just print like this, as you know, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is meant by 5? 5 minus 1 is what? 4. It starts from the 0 to n minus 1. Okay. So n is nothing. N value is a 5. 5 minus 1 is a 4. Total, it goes to the 4 position. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is been getting printed. Same way, I want to start with the from the third, and I want to go until 7. That means 7 minus 1 will be what? 6. It starts from the 3. The output should be 3, 4, 5, 6. If I run the program, you can see output is 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting a perfect output. So like this, we can just write the particular program for the positive indexing. So if I give the negative, suppose, sorry, not negative, empty. So what is meant by empty? Completely it will print whatever it is there. And if I just tell I want to start with the second letter and I want to go last till last, so just leave the second position empty. You can see it is going starting from the second letter and is going until it is completing the list over here. So same way, I want to start from starting, I want to go only till 6 letters, sorry, the 6 particular digits. So you can see it is just saying 6 minus 1 is 5. That means still 5 indexing position, whatever the values are present inside the list, it is been getting printed. Okay, so like this the particular list will work in the concepts of slicing. Now let's talk about the negative slicing. I'll just tell negative indexing. The negative indexing now. So now if I want to print, I want to reverse the particular list, same just tell, so my list. So I want to just give 2 colons with -1 indexing slicing. That's it. If I run this program, you can see whatever the list is there, it is just coming in the reverse manner. Okay, this is where it helps very important when you are using a palindrome program. Suppose when I want to write a palindrome program to reverse the string, to check the palindrome or not. So what is palindrome? From left to right is also should be same, right to left also should be same. So that time I can match with the 2 particular value by using this only a single line of code. Then I can get the output of the program very easily. Just try with that particular program. So now coming back to the same as it is. If I just tell print. If I just tell the print, I want to just tell my list. So I want to start with the first indexing position. Sorry, from the 0 indexing position, I want to go till the 5th position. I want to skip the one particular number with the particular list. So I want to start with here. I want to go till 5. I want to skip one letter between the list here. So if I run the program, you can see I am getting only 0 to 4. That means as same as in the string concept. So you can see it has been skipped over here. 0 to 1 I am getting. The 2 means one particular position will get skipped. That's it. There is no more rocket science over here. Okay, so like this will be there. So now coming back to this is all about the slicing concept. Same as it is. If I just tell print the particular mile list, I want to just tell I want to reverse the party. I want to get only the last one. If I just tell like this, you can see I'm getting everything from the start. I will just tell from the -2. So from the -2 I want to print. You can see from the last 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the last 7, 8 is getting skipped. If I want to skip only 2 things like this. So if I want to just tell here, I'll just tell I want to start with the -1. I'll just make it as empty. So if I run the program, you will be getting what output will be only 8. That means only the last indexing I'm getting it here. Okay. So like this I can just, if I just tell -5 here. So from the last 5 letters will get printed. So if I run the program, you can see from the last 5 letter is been getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 I am getting as a output. Okay. So like this the particular things works. So now coming back to the few more concepts of list over here. So in the list I want to check what is the particular length of the list. I'll just tell print the particular my list dot length. Sorry, the particular my list dot is the function name over here. If I want to find the particular length of the number, okay, I want to use the len over here, not the length. So I'll just tell what is the length of the particular list. I will just give like this. If I just say, so here what is the length of the string, the particular list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see I'm getting 8 as the output. I can find the length of the particular list. So same as it is, I have one more thing. I can just insert. So I'll insert. I'll use the insert function here. I'll just say my list dot insert function. So what insert does means first I need to specify where I'm inserting here. So I want to insert at the second position. I want to insert this particular number 322 number. So if I just save like this, if I run the program, I'll be getting what? I'll be getting the value 2 is not in the list. That means it is saying me the value 2 is not in the list, right? So it is giving me the line number 24. So I'll just, what I'll do, I'll just run this program first. So it's giving my like this. So I'll say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think the, sorry, insert, not the index, sorry. Insert I need to do. So insert the my list dot insert at the second position, this number will get appended. If I run the program, you can see the program is run. Now if I try to print the particular list, run the program, you will be able to see 76322. That means at the second indexing position, the 322 is been added. So it is been done. So one more thing, we have a remove function. So if I just tell my list dot remove function, sorry, or remove remove. So if I want to remove the, what is the number I have added, that is a 322. I want to remove the number, then I want to print the particular list. If I want to print the particular list after removing the particular value, if I just save, if I run, you can see the 322 is been removed from the particular list. So like this, we can use the inbuilt functions with the list and we can remove the particular value. And we have something like pop function also. If I just tell my list dot pop, okay, I'm just running the my list dot pop and I'm printing the list. So last value is what? In my list there is a 2. The 2 will get deleted. So you can see that 2 is been getting removed from the with the particular existing list. The 2 is been getting popped. Okay, so like this, so whatever the value will be at the last, that will get popped. So then I want to clear complete list. I'll just tell my list dot clear function. If I just use a my list dot clear function, if I just try to print the particular my list, if I just save, if I run the program, you can see complete list is been cleared. That means the entire list is been removed. So like this, we can able to we can just work with the list as well as the strings, and we have seen about the slicing concept. Open the notes. So where is it? Here. So we have seen all the values. So till here we have completed. So I hope you have liked this particular video. So share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon for such more videos. Now the coming concepts like tuple dictionaries will be coming in my next video. So thank you for watching guys, and I will see you in my next video. Only